Hi, Pop-Tarts, back for the Quarantine Read Aloud series, the chapter book edition. Today we're going to pick up with chapters 5 and 6 from Barbara Parks, Junie B. Jones, and the Stupid Smelly Bus. Hope you enjoy. Chapter 5, Principal. After we left the nurse, we went to the main office. That's where the boss of the school lives. His name is Principal. Principal is a baldy. He talked to us. Then Lucille raised her hand. My brother said that last year he had to come down here, and you yelled at him, and now he's not allowed to beat up kids at recess anymore. Principal kind of laughed. Then he held the door for us to leave. After that, we walked to the water fountain, and Mrs. let us get a drink. I didn't get a long one, though, 'cause kids kept tapping on me. "Hurry up, girl," they said. "Yeah, only guess what? That's not even my name," I told them. "Her name is Junie Bumblebee," said Lucille. Then she laughed, but I didn't think it was a very funny joke. After that, Mrs. showed us where the bathrooms were. There's two kinds of bathrooms in our school, a boys' kind and a girls' kind. I can't go to the boys' kind, though, 'cause no girls allowed, that's why. I tried to peek my head in there, but Mrs. snapped her fingers at me. The only boy who gets to go into the bathroom was the boy I can beat up. He was jiggling around very much. Then he started running all over the place, and he was holding the front of his pants. "William," said Mrs., "are you having an emergency?" Then William yelled, "Yes!" and he ran right in there. The rest of us walked back to our room. I touched Lucille's fingernails. She said that her fingernail polish is named Very, Very Berry. "I would like to have my fingernails red too," I said, "but I'm only allowed to have the kind of polish that makes them look shiny. Its name is Clear. Clear is the color of spit." "I hate clear," said Lucille. "Me too," I told her. "And also, I hate yellow, which is the color of the stupid, smelly school bus." Lucille nodded her head. "My brother said when you ride home on the bus, kids pour chocolate milk on your head." Then, all of a sudden, my stomach felt very queasy again, 'cause I had to ride the bus home. That's why. "Why did you have to tell me that for, Lucille?" I said, kind of grouchy. After we got back to room 9, we did some more work. It was a game to help us learn each other's names. I learned Lucille, and also a girl named Charlotte, and another girl named Grace. Then I learned a boy named Ham, which we eat at Grandma Miller's. Pretty soon, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together. "Okay, everyone, gather up your things. It's almost time for the bell." Then I heard a noise in the parking lot. It was screechy brakes, and so I looked out the window and I saw the school bus. "It's coming to get me. Oh no," I said kind of loud. "Now I'm going to get chocolate milk poured on my head." Then I chewed on my fingers. Get in line," said Mrs. "When we get outside, I want all of my bus students to come with me. The rest of you must go to the crossing guard." Everyone was lining up. I was the very last one. Just then, the bell rang and Mrs. marched out the door. Then everybody else marched out too. Except, guess what? I didn't. Chapter 6, A Good Hider. When you're the very last one in line, nobody watches you. That's how come nobody saw me when I ducked behind the teacher's desk and hid. I'm a good hider. One time at Grandma Miller's house, I hid under the kitchen sink. Then I made a growly sound and sprung out at her. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Anyway, I stayed scrunched behind the teacher's desk for a while, and then I saw a better place to hide. It was the big supply closet in the back of the room. And so I ran back there very fast, and I squeezed onto the bottom shelf. I squeezed tight on top of the construction paper. Most of me was comfortable, except my head was sort of very tight, and my knees were all bended, like when I do a somersault. Then I pulled the door mostly closed. "Don't shut it all the way, though, and I mean it," I said right out loud. I stayed real quiet for lots of minutes. Then I heard noises in the hall, and some feet came running into the room. Big people's feet, I think. "What happened?" I heard someone ask. "One of my little girls is lost," said a voice that sounded like Mrs. Her name is Junie B. Jones, and she didn't get on the bus, so now we have to go out looking for her. Then I heard some keys jingle, and the feet went running out again, and then the door shut. I still didn't come out of the closet, though. When you're a good hider, you can't come out for a very, very long time. I just stayed there all bended up, and I told myself a story. Not an out loud story, I just told inside my head. It was called The Little Hiding Girl. I made it up, and this is how it went. Once upon a time, there was a little hiding girl. She was in a secret spot where nobody could find her, except her head was very tight, and her brain was squishing out. But she still couldn't come out of her spot, or a smelly yellow monster would get her, and also some meanies with chocolate milk. The end. After that, I rested my eyes. Resting your eyes is what my grandpa does when he watches TV after dinner. Then he snores, and Grandma Miller says, "Go to bed, Frank." It's not the same thing as a nap, though, because naps are for babies, that's why. And anyway, I didn't snore, I just did a little drool. Then, finally, when my eyes were done resting, they woke up. And so I came out of the closet and ran right to the window, and guess what? There weren't any cars in the parking lot. And no stupid smelly bus either. Whew, that's a relief, I said. A relief is when your stomach doesn't feel queasy anymore. After that, I went back to the closet, because while I was hiding, I sniffed the smell of clay. That's why. And clay is my very favorite thing in the whole wide world. Hey, I see it up there, I said. The clay was on the middle shelf. I stood on a chair to get it. It was blue and stiff, and so I had to roll it on the floor to make it soft and warm. Then I rolled it into a blue orange. It was very beautiful, except it had some dirt and hair on it. After I was done, I went to the front of the room and sat down in my teacher's big chair. I liked the teacher's desk very much. The drawers are so big, I could fit in one, I think. I opened up the top one. There were happy face stickers and rubber bands and also gold stars, which I love a very lot. I stuck one on my forehead. Then I found paper clips and red marking pens and new pencils with no points and scissors and travel tissues. And guess what else? Chalk, I said. Brand new chalk that's not even out of the little box yet. Then I stood up on my teacher's chair and clapped my hands together very loud. I want everyone to find a chair and sit down. Today we are going to learn some alphabet and some reading, and also I will teach you how to make a blue orange. But first, everyone has to watch me draw stuff. Then I went to the board and drew with my brand new chalk. I drew a bean and a carrot and some curly hair. Then I wrote some O's. O's are my best letter. After that, I bowed. "Thank you very much," I said. "Now you may all go out for recess." I smiled, except for not that Jim. All right, I'll see you back next time for chapter 7 and 8. Have a great day.